Hi, and welcome to our channel. We want to speak about everyday conversation.
Right, the stuff we do without even thinking.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Specifically, we are going to look at something you interact with from the moment you wake up until the moment your head hits the pillow. And you probably do it without giving it a second thought.
Most of us definitely do.
Yeah. So for today's deep dive, we've brought in a really unique source to help us unpack this. It's a transcript from a pretty popular YouTube channel called Best English Online.
It's an interesting choice for a source, for sure.
It is, right, because it's a video designed explicitly to teach absolute beginners how to navigate daily English conversations. We are talking about the most um, foundational, basic interactions.
Yeah, absolute basics.
Yeah, things like ordering a coffee, saying hello, or asking where the bus stop is.
And on the surface, it really just reads like a simple instruction manual for language learners. You read it and you think, okay, this is how you survive a trip to an English-speaking country.
Right.
But when we step back and analyze these specific phrases from a sociological perspective, it becomes something much more profound. It is essentially a deconstructed rule book for human behavior.
A rule book, yes. And that is exactly our mission for this deep dive. We are going to use this transcript not as a language lesson, but as a blueprint for human connection.
I love that framing.
Thanks. We're going to extract the hidden rules, the patterns, and the intricate social dances that you and everyone else participate in every single day. Because while a phrase like, I'll have a cheeseburger, please, or how's it going, seems incredibly basic,
Unbelievably basic.
right, these little sequences actually form the absolute foundational architecture of our society.
They do, because without these agreed upon scripts, the social fabric would essentially unravel.
It would be chaos.
Pure chaos. We rely on them to create predictability. When we analyze a text designed to teach a complete outsider how to blend in, we get a really fascinating mirror held up to our own unwritten cultural rules.
Okay, let's unpack this by starting with what the source text calls greetings, the social lubricant of hellos and goodbyes.
The social lubricant, yeah.
The transcript provides this massive, rapid-fire list of ways to simply acknowledge another human being. It lists things like, hi, how are you? How's it going? What's up? How have you been? What's going on?
And the really striking part is the responses they teach.
Yes,
Yes.
the scripted responses are fascinatingly uniform. If someone asks, what's up? The prescribed answer is, not much, I just finished some work.
Right.
Or if they ask, how have you been? You say, I've been good, just a little busy. Or the absolute classic, my personal favorite, nothing special, just working.
It's so robotic when you lay it all out like that, but linguists actually have a term for this specific type of exchange. It's called phatic communion.
That communion.
Yeah, it refers to language used for general social interaction rather than conveying actual literal information. These initial greetings are not genuine inquiries into your emotional state.
Definitely not.
When an acquaintance asks you, how's it going? They are actively not looking for a detailed breakdown of your existential dread or, your complex family dynamics.
I actually learned that the hard way once.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I remember a time I was at the grocery store, and I was just absolutely exhausted from a terrible week. The cashier gave the standard, hey, how's it going?
The classic status check.
Exactly. And instead of saying, I'm good, I actually broke the script. I just sighed and said, honestly, my water heater just broke, my dog is sick, and I'm reconsidering all my life choices.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The poor guy's eyes just glazed over in sheer panic.
I can imagine.
He had absolutely no idea what to do with that information because I had completely violated the rules of phatic communion.
That is a perfect illustration of the concept right there. You handed him a heavy emotional burden when he was only equipped to process a social baseline check.
Right. He just wanted the ping.
Exactly, the ping. These exchanges are the human equivalent of two computers sending a quick ping to each other on a network to ensure the connection is secure. That makes so much sense.
When you say, everything is good with me, or nothing special, just working, you are communicating predictability. You're showing the other person that you understand the social contract, that there is no immediate threat, and you're creating an environment of immediate comfort and safety between the two of you.
So it's literally a status check. You're just confirming, hey, I'm okay, you're okay, the world is spinning as usual.
Precisely.
We use language, which is technically designed to transfer information, specifically to avoid transferring information in these moments.
It's a brilliant paradox.
It really is. But what's really touching is when we look at the other end of the conversation in the transcript, the goodbyes.
Yes, the goodbyes are quite different in tone.
They are. The source material has a whole section on saying goodbye in English, and the phrases are surprisingly warm and caring when you read them back to back.
They carry a significant amount of emotional weight when you strip away the repetition of hearing them every day. The text teaches phrases like drive safe or take care of yourself. Yeah. And sweet dreams. Sleep well.
Or safe travels. I'll call you when I land. Even the simple reminder, don't forget to text me. There's an inherent layer of care woven into these everyday scripts. It implies that your physical safety actually matters to the group.
It's really comforting. But what stands out to you about the more casual goodbyes in the text? Things like, I'll follow up by email or catch you later.
What's fascinating here is how goodbyes in English, and to be fair, in many cultures, are inherently future-oriented.
Future-oriented.
Yeah, catch you later or please come by again soon aren't just ways to end a conversation. They are promises.
Ah, okay.
You're casting a line into the future. They serve to keep the social bond intact until the next meeting. Even saying talk to you soon when you have absolutely no immediate plans to speak is a way of preserving the relationship's momentum. It reassures both parties that the connection survives the physical separation.
It's a bit paradoxical, though, isn't it?
How so?
Well, we use phrases like talk to you soon to preserve a bond, even when both people secretly know they probably won't speak for months.
That's very true.
That idea of casting a line into the future with a goodbye is fascinating, especially because we don't always actually want to reel that line in.
Right.
And the source text actually prepares learners for that exact scenario in its section on declining invitations. Which brings us to the delicate dance of the soft no.
Navigating a no is perhaps one of the most complex social maneuvers we perform, and the transcript handles it brilliantly.
Let's look at the yes responses first, just to set the baseline.
Good idea.
When you want to accept an invitation, the text gives you these highly enthusiastic, almost cheerleader-level responses. Count me in, totally.
Right.
That sounds fun. That sounds great, I'm in, or sure, I'd love to.
You can't just agree.
No, you don't just say yes. You have to perform your excitement.
Because you are validating the person who took the social risk of inviting you.
Right. It's scary to invite someone out.
It is. Extending an invitation makes a person vulnerable to rejection. So the enthusiastic yes rewards their bravery and reinforces their value to you.
But the nuance of rejection is where the text reads like a masterclass in diplomacy. It teaches beginners how to let someone down easily.
And notice what's missing.
Exactly. Nowhere in this entire transcript does it teach a learner to simply say the word no.
It's completely absent.
Instead, it offers all these padded, cushioned rejections. Listen to these quotes from the text. I wish I could, but I'm busy. Thanks, but I'll pass this time. I already have other plans. I'm not really in the mood today.
Sociologists often refer to this as negative politeness.
Negative politeness.
Yes. It's a strategy designed to protect the other person's face or their dignity. A flat no is socially abrasive. It feels like a direct rejection of the person, not just the event.
That makes total sense.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we see the absolute necessity of preserving the relationship even when declining an offer. The text isn't just teaching vocabulary. It's teaching conflict avoidance.
It's the classic, it's not you, it's my schedule maneuver.
Exactly.
By providing an excuse like, I'll be out of town or I already ate, you shift the blame away from your personal desire not to see them and onto external, uncontrollable circumstances.
That externalization is key. And the text also teaches the art of delaying the decision, which is another form of the soft no.
Oh, like, maybe next time.
Right. Phrases like, let me check first, I'm not sure yet, or I'll see how I feel later. These phrases buy time and lower the stakes. They allow humans to navigate personal boundaries without causing offense.
It's an incredible mechanism for maintaining social harmony.
It really is. You signal that the invitation is valued even if the event itself cannot be attended.
We're giving the other person a gentle letdown so nobody loses face. The social matrix remains intact.
Beautifully put.
So we've looked at the emotional buffers, greetings, goodbyes, and boundaries. Now, I want to transition into a space where those emotional buffers are stripped away in favor of pure utility, the transactional scripts.
Ah, yeah.
This is all about surviving the public sphere.
The machinery of daily logistics requires a completely different set of linguistic tools.
It really does.
Hmm.
The source has these highly specific sections on asking for directions, ordering food, and going shopping. And they're completely standardized.
Give us some examples.
Excuse me, where is the bus stop? Do you have this in a large size? Is service included?
Yeah.
Can I return this if it doesn't fit? They sound almost robotic compared to the nuance of the invitations we just talked about.
They are purely functional, driven by the need for extreme clarity and reciprocal politeness.
Think about this from your own perspective, for you listening right now. When you travel to a new city, or even just go to a new grocery store in your own town, you rely entirely on these exact formulas.
You have to.
If you ask a stranger, do I need a bus or can I walk? And they reply, it's very close, it takes about 10 minutes. You have just successfully executed the universal language of logistics.
It's very efficient.
It almost feels like a video game. You walk up to an NPC, a non-player character, you press A, you select your dialogue option, I am looking for sneakers, and the NPC generates the scripted response, what size do you need?
The video game analogy is highly accurate. What these interactions reveal is how our society organizes itself around an expectation of helpfulness, provided you use the correct input codes.
The correct input codes, I love that.
Notice the responses of the workers in the text. I'll bring the bill right away, or let me check in the back for you. Society functions smoothly because we all agree to play our designated roles in these microtransactions.
It's a very clear, unspoken contract. I have a need, you have a solution, and we're going to bridge that gap with maximum efficiency and minimum personal friction.
It removes ambiguity. Imagine if you walked into a store and the clerk ignored the transactional script.
Oh boy.
Instead of asking, what size do you need? They initiated a deep philosophical conversation about the nature of footwear and the morality of consumerism.
I would just leave.
Exactly, it would cause chaos. We need these transactional scripts to move through the physical world efficiently. The strict parameters of the script protect both the customer and the service worker from having to expend unnecessary emotional energy.
Efficiencies is definitely the priority when you just want a chicken sandwich and need to know if you want fries with that.
For sure.
But the transcript doesn't just leave us in the transactional space, which is great.
Yeah.
Because humans need more than just efficient sandwich delivery to survive.
Thank goodness.
Here's where it gets really interesting. It transitions from surviving the public sphere to actually forming connections with new people. It moves from small talk to real talk in its section on meeting someone new.
This is where the language learner is taught to step out of the NPC role and become a fully fleshed out character.
To do this, the text relies on seemingly mundane details to build an identity. It offers these simple declarative sentences for the learner to memorize.
Like what?
Things like, I work in marketing. I have one cat. I live with my sister. I mostly listen to indie and jazz music. I collect stamps.
It's very straightforward.
Yeah, it sounds almost childish when you list them out like that, like reading from a kindergarten All About Me poster.
While they seem rudimentary, these are actually the foundational building blocks of an adult identity.
Really?
Yes. When someone asks you, what do you do for fun? And you reply, I enjoy hiking and listening to music. You aren't just conveying data. You are offering the other person a hook. You are providing the building blocks for a deeper relationship.
Going back to our video game analogy, it sounds almost like filling out a character sheet in a role-playing game.
It's very similar.
You're giving the other person your stats and attributes to see if your avatars are compatible for a co-op mission. You toss out, I mostly listen to jazz, and wait to see if they reply with, oh, have you been to that new club downtown?
That is the exact mechanism. The text actually maps out the progression of how strangers become friends, and it follows a very specific trajectory.
Tell us about that trajectory.
It starts with geographical orientation. Are you from here? No, I'm originally from Seattle. This establishes spatial context.
Okay, that makes sense.
Then it moves to shared networks. Do you know anyone here? How do you know Emma? We went to college together.
That's the verification process. We're checking if we belong to the same tribe, or at least adjacent tribes.
Exactly.
Once we verify that Emma vouches for both of us, the threat level drops to 0.
And once that shared network is established and the threat level drops, you move to personal tastes. Music, pets, hobbies. You go from a complete stranger asking about the weather to two people actively figuring out their compatibility.
Wow.
It shows the exact mechanics of how a society of isolated individuals knits itself together into communities. You offer a data point, they reciprocate, and trust is built layer by layer.
It's so cool to look at it that way. We think we're just making awkward small talk about our cats or our daily routines. There's a whole section that teaches learners to say things like, I wake up at 7 in the morning and I go to work by bus.
It seems trivial.
Right, on the surface, who cares? But under the surface, we're actually broadcasting our lifestyle rhythms to see who resonates with our frequency.
Mhm.
We are actively hunting for our people through the exchange of mundane data points.
But it requires vulnerability even in small doses. Stating, I collect stamps is a minor risk.
True, they could judge you.
The other person might find it boring. But without that minor risk, the leap from stranger to friend is impossible. The transcript teaches the learner exactly how to modulate that risk.
So what does this all mean? If we loop back to where we started, this simple YouTube transcript designed for beginner English learners is vastly more than a vocabulary list.
It is.
It is a masterclass in human empathy, in boundary setting, and in the mechanics of connection.
It reveals the underlying source code of our daily interactions. By studying how we teach our language to beginners, we expose the values of our culture.
That is such a profound way to see it.
We value helpfulness in commerce. We value avoiding direct confrontation in our social lives. And we value finding common ground through shared experiences.
These everyday conversations are the invisible glue holding society together. Without the phatic communion of how are yous, the transactional efficiency of let me check in the back for yous, and the future-oriented promises of drive safes, we would just be isolated individuals bumping into each other without any way to navigate our shared reality.
The scripts allow us to be predictable enough to feel safe in the presence of strangers, but expressive enough to eventually form deep, lasting bonds with them.
I really love that framing. So to you listening right now, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. As you go about your day-to-day, we encourage you to pay a little closer attention to the scripts you use.
Highly recommend it.
Listen to the way you order your coffee, the negative politeness you use to decline an invitation, and the way you say goodbye to a friend. You are participating in a massive, coordinated social dance, and you know all the steps without ever having to look at the manual.
Which raises an important final question for you to ponder as you step back into that dance.
Let's hear it.
Since our daily lives are built so heavily on these perfectly predictable scripts, like automatically answering, I'm good when someone asks, how are you, to maintain phatic communion, what would happen if, just for one day, you decided to completely break the script?
Oh, wow. A social experiment.
Think about it. What if the next time an acquaintance casually asks, what's new, you actually stopped and told them exactly what was going on in your mind instead of just saying, nothing special?
Like the cashier at the grocery store.
Exactly like the cashier. Or what if you gave a flat, unvarnished no to an invitation without offering a padded excuse? How would that sudden dose of unscripted honesty disrupt the social matrix around you, and what would it reveal about the relationships you hold?
Try it at your own risk, but it's guaranteed to be an eye-opening experience. We'll leave you with that to chew on. Thanks for coming along on this deep dive into everyday conversation, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care.